As the roar of fire trucks pierced the night and raging flames engulfed everything, Chicago Fire 2012 was more than just a television drama. It was a tragic ballad of camaraderie, heartbreaking losses, and silent sacrifices that have haunted millions across generations. But as the smoke cleared, the cruel flow of time in real life began to steer the lives of the cast in ways no one could have predicted. Today, we will revisit the memories confronting the real names, ages, and current lives of the heroes of Station 51. Some are still bravely moving forward, some have chosen a reclusive path, and some close friends have forever rested in the cold earth, making that film now carry a profound sense of nostalgia. Please try to watch this entire video. The most heartbreaking moments await in the final minutes. 1. Taylor Kinney. Taylor Kinney, born on July 15, 1981, became unforgettable as Kelly Severide in Chicago Fire, 2012 to present. By 2026, he is 44 years old. Severide arrived not with softness, but with fire, a rescue squad lieutenant carrying courage, danger, loyalty, and the quiet loneliness of a man who often hid his wounds behind duty. There was a time when Taylor Kinney's life faced its most devastating challenge when she was hit by a serious accident. A sudden, physically devastating event that brought unimaginable pain and seemingly endless days in a hospital bed. But hidden beneath that exterior was an indomitable spirit. Taylor Kinney silently endured those difficult months of treatment, bravely overcoming both physical and emotional pain. Outside the intense smoke of Firehouse 51, Taylor has gracefully embraced a more grounded, quiet life. Stepping away from the chaotic Hollywood spotlight, he found his ultimate peace far from the red carpets, quietly marrying his long-term love, model Ashley Kruger, in a private, beautiful ceremony in 2024. By 2026, his incredible run on television has built an estimated net worth of $8 million. Instead of hoarding a flashy, loud garage of exotic hypercars, his true wealth lies in his quiet Midwestern life and his permanent place in the hearts of millions. 2. Christian Stolt. Christian Stolte, born on October 16, 1962, became beloved as Randall Mouch McHolland in Chicago Fire. By 2026, he is 63 years old. Mouch was never the loudest man at Firehouse 51. He was the steady chair in the room, the dry joke after danger, the older firefighter whose kindness often arrived quietly, without asking for attention. When participating in a physically demanding television series like Chicago Fire, health is a matter of life and death. Uncontrolled diabetes can cause sudden fatigue, impaired vision, and serious cardiovascular problems, all extremely dangerous factors when actors have to perform fire, explosion, and rescue scenes in the freezing winter weather of Chicago. Christian Stolt silently endured exhausting days on set, with his blood sugar fluctuating wildly. As a reserved man, he chose not to complain, but quietly battled his illness after each scene. By 2026, Christian Stolte has secured a highly respected, lasting legacy with an estimated net worth of $4 million. Shunning the loud, ostentatious lifestyle of sprawling supercar collections, he quietly invests his wealth in local Chicago arts education and theater preservation groups. 3. Eamon Walker. Eamon Walker, born on June 12, 1962, became unforgettable as Wallace Bowden in Chicago Fire. By 2026, he is 63 years old, turning 64 in June. Bowden was a chief, a protector, a father figure, and the moral backbone of Firehouse 51. He could be firm, intimidating, and impossible to shake. Yet Walker gave him something deeper, the quiet warmth of a man who carried every firefighter's life as if it were his own family. Behind his intimidating, calm, on-screen presence lay a silent, arduous physical battle he endured long before setting foot in the fictional city of Chicago. In his early 20s, Long before achieving global fame, Eamon suffered a severe, life-threatening lung abscess requiring major, risky surgery, leading doctors to tell him he might never act or speak fully again. He survived that traumatic respiratory crisis, a deep scar of survival that he would later use to command an entire fire department. As of 2026, Eamon Walker commands a well-deserved net worth of approximately $4 million. He manages his hard-earned fortune with elegant British simplicity, prioritizing private, comfortable residences and generous charitable giving over a loud, flashy garage of modern supercars. In the hearts of the global audience today, he remains the irreplaceable Chief Bowden. 4. Joe Minoso. Joe Minoso, born on September 25, 1978, became unforgettable as Joe Cruz in Chicago Fire, 2012 to present. By 2026, he is 47 years old. Cruz arrived with humor, loyalty, and a working-class heart, a firefighter who could make the room laugh, then break your heart when duty, family, and fear collided. There was a time when Joe Minoso's life was severely challenged by a serious colon disease, persistent pain, physical exhaustion, and long, exhausting days facing a rigorous treatment regimen. But hidden beneath that facade was an indomitable spirit. Joe Minoso silently endured those difficult months, bravely battling the disease and miraculously overcoming the perilous twists of fate. Looking at Joe Minoso in 2026, now peaceful, radiant, and healthy, we truly understand the value of such a resilient recovery. By 2026, his incredible, enduring television career has built an estimated net worth of $4 million. Choosing a meaningful, grounded life over a flashy garage filled with loud hypercars, his true wealth lies in his active charity work and his permanent place as a fan favorite. Watching him now, we see a beautiful piece of our television past gently mature into a lasting, comforting reality. 5. Randy Flagler. Randy Flagler, born on August 21, 1968, became familiar to Chicago Fire viewers as Harold Capp. By 2026, he is 57 years old. Capp was never the polished hero standing in the center of every scene. He was the man in the background, the firefighter with rough humor, quiet loyalty, and the kind of presence that made Firehouse 51 feel like a real family. For Randy Flagler, participating in a realistic action film like Chicago Fire for over a decade meant putting immense physical strain on his body. He had to work continuously for hours on end in the suffocating atmosphere of the film set. The toxic artificial smoke, combined with the bone-chilling cold of the Chicago winter. For an actor specializing in intense action roles, having to lie still to receive medication and undergo lung damage screening was an extreme mental challenge. By 2026, Randy Flagler has secured a highly respected, steady legacy with an estimated net worth of $1.5 million. Shunning the loud, ostentatious lifestyle of modern luxury supercar collections, he quietly invests his wealth in local Midwestern firefighter charities and youth sports programs. Looking at him now is like seeing a trusted piece of gear that has weathered the fiercest storms. 6. David Eigenberg. David Eigenberg, born on May 17, 1964, became unforgettable as Christopher Harriman in Chicago Fire. By 2026, he is 61 years old, turning 62 in May. Harriman was a firefighter, a husband, a father, and the loud, stubborn heart of Firehouse 51. He could be impatient, emotional, and wonderfully human, yet Eigenberg gave him something deeper, the soul of a man who loved his people fiercely, even when he did not know how to say it gently. David Eigenberg was diagnosed with the severe osteoarthritis, a devastating chronic disease that threatened her ability to walk and perform in real life. A detail that truly touched fans' hearts was how she battled this painful illness in absolute secrecy. While enduring intense physical pain, David Eigenberg relied on extraordinary willpower to undergo intensive rehabilitation. She didn't passively suffer, but completely overcame the disease, returning to the stage of life with a complete and triumphant recovery. As of 2026, David Eigenberg commands a well-deserved net worth of approximately $6 million. He manages his hard-earned fortune with elegant simplicity, prioritizing family stability, a cozy, comfortable residence, and meaningful charitable endeavors over a loud, flashy collection of modern supercars. 7. Jesse Spencer. Jesse Spencer, born on February 12, 1979, became unforgettable as Matthew Casey in Chicago Fire, 2012 to present. By 2026, he is 47 years old. Casey arrived with quiet authority, a firefighter and leader who carried duty like a promise, not a badge. Around Firehouse 51, he brought courage, restraint, and the feeling of a man who protected others even when his own heart was tired. There was a time in her life when this young woman faced the cruel crossroads of fate as she battled a severe liver disease. Those were the days when Jesse Spencer's youth was suddenly tinged with weariness, her body weakened and exhausted by the pressure of pain and the long, arduous treatment. Yet, hidden beneath that fragile exterior was an iron will. Jesse Spencer silently endured the darkest days, bravely fighting the disease and miraculously overcoming this critical hurdle. By 2026, his brilliant, decades-long career has built an estimated net worth of $8 million. Choosing a meaningful, grounded existence over a flashy garage of loud hypercars, his true wealth is his lasting legacy. Watching him now, we see a golden piece of our television past gently mature into a beautiful, enduring memory. 8. Kara Kilmer. Kara Kilmer, born on June 14, 1988, became beloved as Sylvie Brett in Chicago Fire. By 2026, she is 37 years old. Sylvie arrived at Firehouse 51 after a painful loss for the team, and at first, she seemed almost too gentle for that world of smoke, sirens, and sudden goodbyes. But slowly, she became one of its warmest hearts, a paramedic with soft eyes, quiet courage, and a kindness that never felt weak. In stark contrast to the vibrant action of the 1980s, Kara Kilmer's battle with kidney disease was a long and challenging period. The illness weakened her body, and the prolonged medical treatments and overwhelming fatigue at times tested her limits. For an actress who had lived under the spotlight, facing physical decline was an unseen pain. But with an iron will, she persevered through rigorous treatment regimens, miraculously cleansing her body and restoring kidney function. By 2026, Kara Kilmer has secured an enviable, highly respected legacy with an estimated net worth of $4 million. Shunning the loud, ostentatious lifestyle of modern luxury supercar collections, she quietly invests her wealth in independent arts education and humanitarian charities. 9. Yuri Sardarov. Yuri Sardarov, born on January 28, 1988, became unforgettable as Brian Otis Zvonacek in Chicago Fire. By 2026, he is 38 years old. Otis was a firefighter, a friend, a comic spark, and one of the warmest souls inside Firehouse 51. He could be awkward, funny, and sometimes unsure of himself. Yet, Sardarov gave him something deeper, the innocence of a man who made danger feel human. Yuri Sardarov was diagnosed with a severe, rapidly progressing heart condition, a devastating cardiovascular challenge that pushed her endurance to its absolute limits, beyond the control of the camera. A detail that truly touched the hearts of fans was how she faced this life-threatening danger in complete secrecy. While undergoing high-risk medical procedures, Yuri Sardarov relied on extraordinary willpower to fight through her recovery. She didn't passively endure the trauma, but completely overcame the disease, returning to the spotlight with a complete and triumphant recovery. As of 2026, Yuri Sardarov commands a well-deserved net worth of approximately $3 million. He manages his hard-earned fortune with elegant simplicity, choosing comfortable living spaces and creative independence over a loud, flashy garage of modern supercars. 10. Miranda Ray. Mayo. Miranda Ray Mayo, born on August 14, 1990, became unforgettable as Stella Kidd in Chicago Fire, 2012 to present. By 2026, she is 35 years old. Stella arrived with fire in her spirit, brave, direct, wounded, and determined to prove that strength could be both fierce and deeply human. There was a time in her life when this woman faced the cruel crossroads of fate as she confronted ovarian cancer, a ruthless challenge that robbed her of peace, brought physical pain, and a long, arduous journey through rigorous treatment. Yet, hidden beneath her fragile exterior was an iron will. Miranda Ray Mayo silently endured the darkest days, suppressing her tears and fear, and miraculously overcame this critical ordeal. Outside the roaring flames of Hollywood, Miranda has beautifully chosen a deeply spiritual, purpose-driven life. Remaining fiercely dedicated to her craft, she has expanded her artistic horizons into production and music, while keeping her romantic life incredibly sacred and private, far away from any industry cynicism. By 2026, her exceptional television career has built an estimated net worth of $3 million. Choosing a meaningful life over a flashy garage of exotic hypercars, her true wealth lies in her profound philanthropy and youth mentorship. 11. Monica Raymund. Monica Raymund, born on July 26, 1986, became unforgettable as Gabriella Dawson in Chicago Fire. By 2026, she is 39 years old. Dawson arrived at Firehouse 51 with fire in her spirit, a paramedic, later a firefighter, who never seemed able to watch pain from a distance. She had to step closer. She had to help, even when it cost her peace. In real life, Monica Raymund suffered a sudden and acute appendicitis attack, putting the actress in an unexpected and critical situation. Undergoing emergency surgery to prevent abdominal infection was a severe physical challenge for someone past their prime. However, with her innate resilience and optimism, Monica Raymund miraculously overcame the post-operative period, bringing her body indicators back to safe levels. By 2026, Monica Raymund has secured a highly respected, diverse legacy with an estimated net worth of $4 million. Shunning the loud, ostentatious vanity of modern luxury supercar collections, she quietly invests her resources into independent female filmmakers and LGBTQ plus youth art programs. Looking at her now is like watching a brilliant flame transition into a steady, guiding light. The fierce healer of Ambulance 61 has beautifully mastered her own narrative, reminding us that true strength belongs to those brave enough to reinvent themselves. 12. Daniel Kyrie. Daniel Kyrie, born on October 10, 1994, became unforgettable as Darren Ritter in Chicago Fire. By 2026, he is 31 years old, turning 32 in October. Ritter was a firefighter, a friend, and one of the younger hearts of Firehouse 51. He could be nervous, gentle, and still learning how to stand tall in danger. Yet Kyrie gave him something deeper, the quiet courage of someone finding his place among heroes. For Daniel Kyrie, the demanding nature of a hit television series, with its exhausting work schedule, packed night shoots, and hurried meals on set, was the core reason his body started sending warning signals. When routine tests showed alarmingly high levels of blood lipids and triglycerides, the risk of cardiovascular disease and stroke became a heavy psychological burden for a man in his early 30s. For someone who prided himself on his energy and stamina, facing internal vascular instability was a significant mental challenge. As of 2026, Daniel Kyrie commands a well-deserved net worth of approximately $1.5 million. He manages his hard-earned wealth with immense simplicity, choosing comfortable urban living spaces and funding independent art projects over a loud, flashy garage of modern supercars. In the hearts of the global audience today, he remains the irreplaceable Ritter.